The good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field.
Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears.
Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go from Soldier Field. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
They'll get this into the hands of Adunze.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
It's a gain of 20.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
2nd down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Lions' 38-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You talk about this Lions defense.
They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. Davis will try to run for it. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
The Bears at 12-3 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 12. And it was the Bears getting the road victory, so they'll look now to take the season series here at Soldier Field. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hernandez. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll set up to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hernandez.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Davis. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
He'll look to throw.
Over the middle, he's going to find Burden.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go. 18, come.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Over the middle, complete. That's Miles. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brings up 3rd and
2. From the gun on 3rd down, Schaefer. And he is going to have a Lions first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll let this go deep for Collins. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory.
It's a gain of 53 yards. That's another Detroit Lions first down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
And he had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A gain of 15 yards. That's good.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Hernandez. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
60, hurt.
Inside give to Davis. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Lions' 12-yard line.
And he rifles one incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
18 Cardinal.
Now they'll audible to something else.
65, track him 60.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Luther Burden, a 12-yard touchdown grab, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
After one, a 14-3 ball game.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off play action. Schaefer. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's 3rd and 6.
They'll look to throw again.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 35. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
First and 10 at the 35.
So into Bear territory now. This is first and 10 at the 35-yard line.
19.
Off the play fake. Schaefer. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now a second and 10.
Here we go. 60 Eagles, 60.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Miles. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
First down. 1st and goal, Detroit.
60 Bobcat. Dragon 60. 70.
Back to throw again. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds. Looking to put a drive together.
70 Lions.
Back to throw. Throw right side taken in by Adunze. And he's brought down.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Bears first down.
From the gun, a give to Davis. And down to the 36-yard line here. Here's 2nd and 3.
Made at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
19 Tiger.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Dances by him. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
At the 10-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hernandez. Now 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 3-yard line.
Now a handoff to Davis. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Tackled back at the 7-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Luther Burden with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears are able to add on to that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. taken at the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away.
This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Now 2nd and 9.
Off play action. Schaefer. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 31.
Now they'll shift things around.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Operating from the gun. Schaefer. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this 1st half.
A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
19, Tiger, 19.
Operating from the gun. Schaefer.
He's got it to Collins, complete.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
60, Bison, 60, 18, Pioneer.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brent, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed on him quick, and force a quick surrender out of bounds.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Schaefer. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Operating from the gun, Schaefer. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from my bass compressor. Ground control with a soul like Bowie, and I'll chop you up if I'm under pressure. I don't really want to brag. I'm just telling you that I'm...
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
The ball under 32. It's 2nd and 2.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. 15 yards there on the scramble and a first down.
The Lions, first down. A gain of 15. First down, Detroit.
Let's go now. Cougar 19. 79 Broncos. Cup 19. Cup 19.
Looking to throw. Schaefer. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Just what they need a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
He finds his man, complete. That's Miles. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Miles.
It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
Second and 3. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
As soon as he leaped out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Schaefer throwing the out route incomplete. It's Aguirre.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Back to throw, Schaefer.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, Schaefer. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
It's now 4th down and 1.
On 4th down, Schaefer.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Now they'll change things up.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there.
With his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change.
Open man down the field. That's Burden. Touchdown, Chicago. Luther Burden with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They're a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Operating from the gun, Schaefer. Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Lions first down.
Up the middle they go. Miles. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Final minute now of the third quarter. 2nd and 5. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw. Schaefer. Over the middle, it's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Lions first down.
And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3.
At the 49-yard line.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the 46-yard line.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hernandez. Touchdown, Chicago! A big play there. 46 yards. And the Bears are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point right down the middle.
And the lead opens up now to 22 points. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
14 yards that time for number 14.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
At the 43-yard line.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as he'll get this down inside the 35.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Detroit.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Man in motion left. That's Collins. And he's going to handle it on the touch pass. Oh, that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss.
2nd and 14. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. Schaefer.
He'll try and do this himself.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Miles. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
60 Bison. Let's go.
They'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a 1st down.
7-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Miles. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would.
Touchdown, Bears! A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this fourth quarter. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And this offense on third down today, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Schaefer. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. They'll run on first down. It's Miles.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
At the 26-yard line.
Here we go. Cougar 19s, take off.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Bears are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
The Bears take over.
Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Getting this ball out wide for Davis.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Carter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was